So anyway, we went and bought a quotations book, so I have got some quotes.
Yeah, what's the quotation book you bought? So I was asking him to, read Keats and Wilde, Wordsworth, Shakespeare. What did you buy?
Karl.
It's quotes with, like, Eric and Ernie and that in it. No, but it's still quotes.
There's still quotes,
The Sesame Street book of quotes. They're still valid. No, it's a starting point. It's a starting point.
Okay.
Well, we'll have some quotes.
We'll have some of that after
We've got a lot more to get through before
We've got a bit of new order.
New order.
Excellent. New order. Here to stay. On XFM 104.9.
Finally, White Van Man, what do you make of the fact that Sainsbury's are bringing in square tins?
Is that
a concern for you?
Is that true?
Apparently so.
Why?
Don't
It's
know.
like it's easy to stack.
This is what the guy in the Sun has said. That should be interesting for... That should be... His comment on Sainsbury's are bringing in square tins is that should be interesting for meatballs. Ricky's just collapsed on the floor. Let's just play a song, Karl. I don't think even you can top that.
Black Rebel marks like whatever happened to my rock and roll. Well, near the end of the show, it's time for the re-education of Karl Revisited. Still got Nick Cave to come, haven't we?
Absolutely.
Now, Karl, you read a quote book. What did you learn from it? Tell us some pearls of wisdom. Just keep it down to one or two, your favourite things and why you like them.
Right, well, you said just pick a couple.
Yeah.
Right? So I wrote a couple down last night. And what I did, so...
No, it's just you and your little Ben Sherman shirt and everything, and they go, and people walk along and they go, oh, look at that young child on that roof. He's gonna fall. I wish Frogboy was here. And you go, blah. And you go down, you go, blah. And they go, it is him. And they don't recognise you when you're squatting. They go, I don't know who you are. And you leap up there and say, and you come back and they go, where's Frogboy? And you're standing up and you go, don't know, he went that way.
Yeah, I'd probably have that one.
Would you?
Go with Frogboy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, go on.
Right, so, did that just go out?
What?
All that.
Go on, I've got a bad...
Hey, look, Rick, Karl's really planned this show. He's really worked it out. He came in early, he was writing things down.
And there's me just coming up with rubbish.
Yeah, you're just talking rubbish. So, Karl, I know you've been thinking this through. What have you got?
So, Educating Ricky, we did it last week. It's where I teach you some stuff, but rather than just teach you something, I tease you, so you want to know more, so you want to take in information, right? So...
If only people had taught you like that, Karl.
So, and also, it's the name of a film, sort of, nearly.
Coming up soon, Henry VIII and his, well, how many wives? Come back tomorrow, Karl, to find out.
So I'm walking along and everything's good, and you know, there's a woman feeding fish bread, which I thought that's different.
I love that. He likes originality. He loves a bit of originality.
He was feeding fish bread?
This woman was there, like, up to her knees in water.
Yeah.
And she was stood
Was
there.
that a sea?
Chucking,
Oh, right, good.
chucking this bread, and I thought, what's she doing? And I stood there and watched for a minute, and there was little fish coming up, having the bread. I thought, oh. So we carried on...
That's different.
Carried on walking, and everything's going well, and then this fella comes towards me.
Everything's going well.
Yeah, that's
I haven't
original.
fallen over.
Clean feeding bread. 2 points for originality. Yeah.
Fella comes walking towards me.
Oi, oi.
He's only got no pants on.
Oh.
So I said, Suzanne, what's going on?
Why did he turn to her?
What I did was, when I was on holiday,
Yeah.
right, you said, you know, come up with a new idea, right? So the best way of coming up with ideas is sort of
Thinking.
nicking a TV show name and then twisting it a bit.
Yeah.
No.
So
Or just rip off Simon Mayo's idea completely.
That's
Well,
good
I
advice for anyone out there.
I didn't.
yeah.
If you're interested in ideas.
See, Karl is presently running a course writing for TV.
Yeah.
And that's the lesson one, isn't it? Just rip something else off.
Just do an idea and change the title slightly.
Yeah.
Well,
Go on.
this one I haven't really got. I don't know what to do on the game, but I'm thinking strike it, Ricky.
Like struck it lucky.
That's all you've got.
That's
what you've come up with. How long did that take?
What is that?
I just thought it sounded a bit like lucky.
Yeah.
Forget that one then.
Yeah, forget that one. Okay, yeah, well, no, good. No, we all have bits of this. Even Spielberg's, not all his films, you know, can hit the. Go on.
Right.
No, okay, no, that's a good. Go on.
Do you
Yeah.
remember Big Brother?
Yeah. Do I remember Big Brother? No, go on.
Big Mother, right? You call in, if your mum's ever, you win a CD.
What do you mean? How can you prove that?
Alright, forget that. Right, here, here's one.
Right, ER. Good one.
No.
Yeah. No.
The Price is Right, remember that?
Yeah.
Right.
The Price is Ricky?
No. The Rice is Right. And what I do, I read from an Indian menu and a Chinese menu. You tell me whether you have pilau or egg fried.
He's a genius, isn't he? He really is a modern.
That one.
Let go on
I don't
then.
get
Go into, let's go into this one. Let's not cross this off right away. Go on then. What do you read from what?
Well, I'll get a couple of menus from like an Indian and a Chinese takeaway.
Yeah.
And I'll go like, chicken korma.
Well, could I just suggest that as it's an Indian, it'll be pilau, and anything you read out that is.
Yeah, but you don't know which one I'm reading from.
What, the chicken korma's Indian, isn't it?
Yeah, so you go pilau. But then
Well, then you might as well say Indian or Chinese.
No, because then the name wouldn't work. The Rice is Right.
Okay, yeah, I forgot you're working from the title backwards, aren't you? Okay, yeah, okay.
I don't know where I am or what day it is.
I'm gonna teach Ricky stuff.
What do you teach me, Karl?
Well, I've got a few different topics.
Go on.
Do you know, like how you taught me about Hitler and Che Guevara and Winston Churchill? Yeah. I'm going to come in with topics every week, and this week I've got
Ghosts?
No, hanging bacon is one of the topics.
Say that again?
Hanging bacon.
Hanging bacon.
All the titles.
Francis Bacon.
No, all the titles are sort of named to sort of tease you and get you more interested in it.
Hanging bacon. Well, you've certainly intrigued
Go
me.
on, what's another title one?
Hairy Chinese kid.
That's the title.
Could I go for that one?
If there was a university degree
Yeah,
with that title,
Yeah, no, I'm going to go for hairy Chinese kid,
And
I
the
think.
final one,
Yeah.
Alien gives man a beard.
Right.
alien gives man a beard.
I am going to burst. Right, listen, Karl, you've got to tell me. Right, first, right, let's do it in
No,
reverse
we're not
order.
going to do it now anyway.
What?
So we're going to kick it off today with Stevie Wonder, Living Just Enough for the City.
Okay.
And just
Sum
briefly.
it up. Right,
Yeah.
if you are nipping out, maybe you're in the car and you're about to pull up somewhere and get out. What it's all about is a lad who's growing up in like America in some rough area, right? And he's trying his best to do well and get a job and everything, but because of where he's from, it's stopping him doing that, right? It's like how I grew up on an estate in Manchester. I had to leave there and come to London to do all right for myself,
Yeah.
right? And it's his whole family, and it's a tale of like how his mum works dead hard and works loads of hours, but the kids are always well dressed and cleaned. It doesn't mean just because you haven't got a good job you let your house run down. Do you know what I mean? She's looking after it. The sister, you know, she hasn't got new clothes, but they're always clean, and her knees are clean, I think it says in one point.
Excellent. Clean knees, always important.
So will we give it a listen? Let everyone
Brilliant,
hear
it's
it?
a
Well, I
great
don't
track.
think Stevie can do it justice. After that explanation,
Right, so
I'm not sure he's
I
going to
think
top
this is
that.
like some sort of like backing tune to try and.
Try and pep it up a bit, because
Yeah.
you have really knocked it the socks off. it.
Brilliant. I'm looking forward to the
right, here
clean
we go
knees.
then. It's a new feature.
What is it called again?
The story in that song's really good. Here's Stevie Wonder.
You've got to remember it's a very, very warm, hot evening,
Right.
and walk into the bedroom and note it is cold, colder than usual. But I'm actually quite glad because it's so hot.
Right, okay.
Completely ignored the fact that the windows were all shut but the curtains were blowing. Didn't sleep well at all.
Right.
Next evening, same again.
Freezing.
Yeah,
Wind-
very, very noticeably colder.
Curtains blowing.
Yeah, I'm fast asleep, get woken up, the wardrobe's opening.
So at this point, this is where we clear up. You're not on crack. You're not
Oh, never touched drugs in my entire life.
you're not a drinker.
No. I will have the odd glass of red wine.
Yeah, right. That's all right. They recommend that anyway. They say it's good for your heart.
What started happening was, as the week progressed, I also felt...
Can I ask you a personal question?
As long as it's not about my head being round, because Ricky's always going on about that. Saying I've got a round head.
Well, you can admit that, can't you?
No, it's. I'd say it's a normal sort of shape. It's just round.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, but what do you mean? So is yours. Head should be
It's
round.
nothing to be ashamed
I'm
of.
not ashamed. It's just a normal shape.
Mm-hmm.
And you can talk. Look at your saggy arse. Anyway, get your knickers on.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Oh, that was a joy.
Oh dear.
It was an absolute treat. Now, I should say that obviously the prize is a copy of The Graduate. Now, bear in mind that XFM is giving away these prizes.
Infinity works it out for you, by definition.
Well, what's stopping them typing the same thing again?
They would. In fact, the problem should be, if you had an infinite amount of time, that it would type, that works for Shakespeare an infinite amount of times, and everything else an infinite amount of times. But, you know, that's not as...
But not Shakespeare.
Shut up! You idiot!
Rick, do you know what he said to me? I said to him, I explained it to him, I said, you've got an infinite number of monkeys, infinite number of typewriters, they will type the complete works of Shakespeare. He said, have they read Shakespeare?
You're an idiot! Play a
I said,
record,
no,
'cause I'm not having this
they're not
conversation.
doing it from
I'm not
memory.
having it, because it really, really winds me up.
But you're saying they'll do it with no spelling errors.
Well, they do it an
They
infinite
do
amount of
everything.
times.
All versions.
And they do it wrong an infinite amount of times. And they do it, and they spell the last full stop wrong an infinite amount of times. And they do it, and they get one thing wrong in Hamlet wrong an infinite amount of times. They do everything
They do
an
everything.
infinite amount of times.
Yeah,
But are they
everything.
going off a story that they've
Play a
already...
record, Karl, because I'm going to knock you
I'm
out.
just saying,
Shut up!
do they know the story?
Oh,
They're monkeys!
Oh, Christ. Right, okay.
Do they know the story? Have they read Shakespeare? That's too much.
I'd probably ask...
Yeah.
Well, did you not think it was interesting that one of them had a boyfriend?
Well, that was a bit weird, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
But, what was the other thing that I was thinking when I was watching it? I was thinking if one got into crime and was sent to prison,
Right.
what would happen? How would you handle that?
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
question.
If a
God.
chimp could talk.
And, what was the other one? The other thing was, what did he talk about? Because it's not as if you can say, oh, well, guess what I did today? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So...
Okay, so right, hang on. The phrase originally was
you never see an old man eating a Twix.
right, and we're trying to identify a number of songs which you've used to make up that phrase.
And you email in xfm.co.uk/Ricky with as many as you can get, and whoever gets the most right can win
It's
some
so
stuff.
complicated. This is
It's
so
not.
complicated.
Right, here we go. Here we
It's
go.
not-
Back the email address. I couldn't
What
figure
was
that
the
out.
email address again?
xfm.co.uk/Ricky.
Right.
Right?
And there's some link on there, is there? That
Yeah, then you
right.
just press and it comes through to us and that. Right, here we go then, right?
Well, I missed a little bit at the end. Let's hear it again. Let's hear it again.
Mars, ba ba ba.
Let's hear it again. Oh no.
Oh God. Okay. Right, we'd say the prizes, Steve.
Well, today, right, we're looking at one that's, it's called Coco.
Oh yeah, the sign language one.
Well, what I've read about him is, he speaks, right? Highly educated. Photographer.
Karl! Karl!
Right?
I love the fact that when he gets a gifted 8, he has to look up to him.
Yeah, yeah,
He realises that he is superior. I love that. Oh.
And, he also likes going on computer chat rooms.
I can't take this anymore. Teeth. I'm gonna be sick. Oh gosh. Karl, this is an awful website. That can't be true, mate.
Right,
That's
so,
awful.
a chimp.
Well,
$5,000.
$5.
I'm going to go with $1,000.
55,000.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you're an idiot.
That doesn't make sense.
Obviously, that's
Mad, innit?
wrong.
So.
But I don't know what to say because this is rubbish anyway.
Yeah.
What website can you buy? Okay, get me a tiger. Here's a grand. Get me a tiger.
Well, I don't know.
You're an idiot.
Postage and packages and.
Sorry, so where does the cheapest chimps element come in?
Well, that's sort
Aren't
of
you supposed to
rounded up.
shout, it's cheap as chimps at the end?
Well, it isn't. That's why I want to finish the feature.
I don't know what is those cheapest chimps?
Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing broadcasting.
You notice the woman at the back, crawling on all fours. Top half is woman, right? This is real.
Yes.
This isn't like a comic or anything. This is on.
Yeah,
it's on the internet.
I've seen it. They're called dog people, and her legs just come straight down. They're like little twin legs at the back, and so they walk on all fours because it's easier.
Dog people, right?
Yeah, not
got
dog
a
people. They're human beings
Right.
with deformed back legs, so they walk. It's easier for them to get around like that because they can't stand up because they can't stabilise, and also it comes straight out of their hips. Right.
So you're running a restaurant. It's a busy night. You haven't really got time for any hassle. She comes in. Would you serve her?
The premise being what? That he doesn't serve dogs.
Because the restaurants don't allow animals in.
Right. She.
Not an animal.
Right.
So it's a dilemma.
It's not a dilemma. She's not a dog. She's a human being.
Yeah,
with
I put you know, a plate of meatballs on the floor, and she tucks in, and a little glass of, you know, a little bowl of wine next to it.
He turns round. There's the woman older than.
Get away from that plant.
Is service included? Oh dear.
Okay, so monkey news, please.
All right then.
Let's hear the jingle.
An infinite amount of monkeys, or one monkey in an infinite amount of time, will eventually type the complete word of Shakespeare. Yeah.
Right, we talked about that ages ago.
Yeah.
I said it wouldn't happen.
No, it doesn't make sense. You can't say it wouldn't happen. It doesn't make sense. It's a mathematical conundrum. It doesn't
Anyway.
make sense. Go on.
Anyway, right. They got a couple of monkeys.
Right. So not an infinite amount then.
Okay, so all right, but never mind.
Yeah.
You got a couple of monkeys.
Got a couple of monkeys. Put it in a room.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was one PC or they got a job lot or whatever,
Not an infinite amount then.
and left them in there for a month.
Oh, not an infinite amount of time then either.
Okay.
So 2 monkeys a month. Okay, go on. Yeah, I see the experiment's working so
about,
far.
About 8 monkeys.
Oh, 8 monkeys. Oh, let me just work that out as a fraction of infinity. It's one. Hold on, infinity, 8 into infinity. Oh God, a month.
And what happened then, Karl? Did they type the complete words of Shakespeare? I'm assuming they
No,
did.
no, they only did a proportion of it.
Okay, what
They
did
just did Macbeth.
What happened then, Karl? Please tell us.
They didn't have anything. They didn't come up with anything.
You're an idiot, Karl. You really are an idiot. Play a record.
He is an idiot.
That's ridiculous. What did you expect? What did you expect?
Yeah,
A bit of Keats.
No,
And pastry
no.
of the Radio Times by one of them, the cleverest one.
No, but what they did say is they didn't even write one word out.
So what?
No, you don't. No, infinity or nothing. That's the point. There's a big leap between any number you could think of and infinity. In fact, an infinite leap. Do you understand the concept of infinity?
No, he doesn't.
Don't rub your eyes. I lost him on Do You?
Yeah.
Didn't I? Right, play a
Did
record.
Did they type nothing from like any of the Tarzan books?
Nothing.
But they must have read them. I mean, that would be their favourite, surely. I'm stunned.
I can't believe they didn't even do like a transcript of Every Which Way But Loose.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. They must have chosen some really thick monkeys.
They didn't type any of Charlton Heston's speeches from Planet X.
I can't believe it.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. You'd have thought 6 monkeys in a month would have done something.
At least the script for BJ and the Bear. I'd just like to justify why we don't tend to correspond or interact with the listeners. Here's a typical email from Vicky, age 25. She asks, do you ski? Rick, that's her question.
No,
Do you ski, yes or no?
No, I don't.
No, you don't. Right, there you are. Thanks, Vic. Brilliant. Keep those coming in.
See, he's turned him against us, Karl. What do you think, Karl? What do you think of Steve's attitude there?
It's alright.
More insight like that coming later.
Who's your auntie with the tattoos?
That's Hazel.
Oh, right, yeah.
Let's leave that.
Why?
Let's
Why?
not talk
Well,
about.
leave it. What have I come across there? What's up with that?
Hazel?
What's up with that Hazel?
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a
What?
it's just a lesbian, which is nothing wrong with that.
Well, no, but you've made it sound like there is now by not wanting to say it. My aunt is a
I know
lesbian.
what you're saying, though. I know what you're getting at. Just because I call her Uncle Hazel.
Play a record.
He's from Manchester. Please forgive him.
Lizzie, don't believe a word. XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington.
Email here from Chris. He said you met a girl in Australia whose boyfriend tattooed her arm with the word psycho.
That was your favourite. I think that's your probably freak of the year, isn't it?
It's a pretty good one.
So what's this? Is it a man with a horrendous injury, or is it a congenital birth defect, or what?
Yeah, but you put it like that, and now it sounds like I'm being tight. It sounds like I'm being out of order. But I'm just giving him a mention.
Just giving him a big shout out.
There's quite a lot going on in the freak world.
There always is.
You've been visiting hospitals the last week, have you, when we were away?
No, there was a thing on the website. This isn't even the one that I've picked, so
So this is just a bonus.
This is a bonus
Ready for
treat.
that one?
Yeah, go on then.
this is a free freak. Right? It's a fella called the Lobster Man.
The Lobster Man, of course.
Again, good name. You know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
What are you gonna get?
He's got-
Some succulent meat.
I like the idea that the vicar on the christening suggested that. I know you want to call him Mark. Can I make a suggestion? Look at his hands.
What's his name? Mark Michael Webster. Right. It wasn't a man with two heads. You're the same sort of people who send potato chips to restaurants and say, "Doesn't it look like Norman Cook?"
Yeah.
It's not two heads.
We'll bin this feature.
No,
No,
they're two people. They're two people. Conjoined twins. Right. So these.
They just happen to have a similar taste in clothes. Okay.
Anyway, so they were doing all right, and it all went wrong when he crossed the road, got run over. The lad with two heads got run over. That's it.
No, it's not even two heads. It's twins.
How is that cheeky freak of the week?
Just because it got my interest, and I kind of thought, why didn't he just look both ways?
I'm intrigued to know how
Why
you.
wasn't he looking both ways?
I'm intrigued to know how you get run over. What was it? 1629.
Yeah. Well, it's horses and that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, why wasn't he looking both ways? Karl Pilkington, you are a genius.
Well, you were just talking about
Spunk.
bird muck.
What a classy show this is.
Yeah.
I imagine someone just having a barbecue, tuned into this.
Yeah. Can you turn the radio off? He's talking about coming out of windows again, darling. It's putting me off my sausages.
No, what? I was walking down the street, and this pigeon, sparrow, whatever, did its thing, and it landed on my ear.
Oh,
And
no.
I was like, oh god.
Disgusting.
So I thought, well, I'm not going to wipe it off
Why not?
because I don't want to get it on my hands. Right? So I thought I'd leave it till I get home. So it was probably
So you
about.
went to work.
Oh, met some friends.
Yeah.
Oh, about midnight.
Went on the pool.
So I was best man, so after the speeches. That is brilliant.
No, it was on there for, I don't know, half an hour or something like
Brilliant.
that. Get on. Get
Did it
some-
not kind of slowly ooze down your neck?
No, it's fairly hard. And sort of corroded my ear.
What are you talking about?
Why did you leave it there, though? Why not just wipe it off with something? You can't, I couldn't walk round with...
Pop in a newsagent and buy some tissues.
Then I look stupid.
Where is the bird smuck on your ear?
Shit on your
Brilliant.
bed.
They're all wearing that now.
But no, what is it they eat?
It's alkaline. No, it's really strongly alkaline, isn't it? Or is it acidic? I don't know. Maybe someone knows. Is bird muck acidic or alkaline? But it's corrosive, yeah.
Weird,
Yeah.
isn't it? Weird.
Weird, isn't
It
it?
didn't seep into your brain.
Listen, you want to do? You want to set up songs of phrase?
Yeah.
Oh, God. If you've not heard the show before...
I thought we weren't doing this week. I thought we didn't.
No, we'll do it once, right? And then next week's the last one, so we'll do Rockbusters. Leave
That
them
might
out.
be the last one ever, depending on whether Karl decides to come back.
But anyway, they were watching this one, right? And it's going around a bit, sleeping around,
Oily.
and it was getting fatter. They thought this is a bit odd,
Yeah.
right? So followed it round, and see it having it away. Turns out, little prostitute.
Oh, God!
It's a little monkey prostitute.
It was getting fatter because it was charging them bananas.
What a load of old rubbish.
It's charging them bananas! What was it, a boy or... It was a...
Woman, little woman monkey.
That's the most extraordinary monkey news I've ever heard.
Oh! That is genius!
Has this documentary been televised?
I don't think it's been on yet.
She walked in. Hello, Karl. Alright. You look like Dave Hill from Slade. Is what Hugh said to the poor woman. And then talked about it on air. She was furious about that. So what did you do?
Karl?
She did listen, yeah. She wasn't happy.
Did you hear you slagging her hair off?
Yeah. She, well, what
So
annoys
this
me
is probably
though-
annoying her now.
Well, no, it doesn't matter. We can do a lot today because she's at work. So
And of course, no one's going to tell her.
let's have a chat about a fat arse, shall we? Straight, hold on.
Oh dear.
You are in so much trouble. That's. Look, he's realised he is a little bit worried. Oh, didn't you go and buy her a coat or something?
Headline. Well, these are all headlines, right?
Okay.
Vibrating shoes could stop elderly falling.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh God.
This is
You
the
don't
Like
need-
racing shoes could stop elderly falling.
Yeah, that's the story. You don't need to read on. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
You don't
could
need
you
to
read
read
on anyway?
Can't be bothered.
Read on anyway.
Well,
Read-
you have a look at that in a bit, right?
All right,
So
well,
it's
okay, so what
interesting.
This is frustrating radio if you're sitting at home.
No,
well,
but
it's not on. They've turned it off.
If you want to know more, you know where to go. That's what I'm saying. That's what they should do in the news. Get the news done in
Bong.
a minute.
There's a good story about Iraq.
Right.
Bong. Have a- look it up.
Shoes.
Look it up on the internet. On and over.
Give us another bong.
Bong.
Family sick of living on Butthole Road.
Oh, brilliant. Bong.
Man wears same shoes for 60 years.
You're like this. Peter the Great. You ever heard of Peter the Great?
Peter the Great.
Okay. Well, anyway, Peter the Great had his wife's lover
Oh.
executed.
You'll love this, Karl.
Right. So his wife had a lover. He had him executed, and he put his head into a jar of alcohol, and his wife had to keep it in her bedroom.
Oof.
Do you understand?
Jeez.
That's every time she saw. Every morning she'd wake up, and there was her lover's head.
Who,
In a
who
jar.
took his head off? He took his own head off.
Fire record. She had a lover. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Amazing. Amazing. Oh, gosh.
The ancient Babylonians had a few. What?
I'll just stop you there. What's a Babylonian?
My head's gonna burst. What do you mean, what's a Babylonian?
I've never heard of one.
No, but we'll think. Work out. What's an Evertonian?
Someone who supports Everton
Well, or from.
from Liverpool.
Yeah, so what's a Babylonian?
He's from Baba.
Yeah. Well, anyway, some people from Baba, ancient Baba. They didn't have very many doctors in those days, alright? Because they felt that illnesses should be left to the wisdom of the public, right? So if you were sick, okay, you were placed in the city centre, right? And then a passerby...
Outside Baba.
Outside Baba. And a passerby who had suffered from the same ailment, or who had seen it treated in the past, they would pass by, they would give them advice on how to be cured. Do you understand? So there'd be no doctors, just people passing by would see, they'd say, what's wrong with you? And they'd say, well, blah, 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 I've had the same thing, here's some advice. And pedestrians were forbidden to pass such an individual without inquiring about the complaint and prescribing for it if they knew how to.
It was the bit when you were talking about getting a woman, I think, or you were talking about breasts or...
Oh, the one when I said, the reason women have cleavage is it reminds men of buttocks, because when we were cavemen we used to do you from behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the blind date, yeah.
Is that a joke or?
Well, I was hoping it was funny. We would.
She means it's
Oh, you
real.
mean? No, I don't know. Yeah, I think I did. I think cleavage is meant to represent, in a sort of Desmond Morris pop sort of anthropology type way. I think I've seen that before, that cleavage represents buttocks, and I imagine, you know, cavemen probably did do it from behind. I don't know what you want to know, Karl, really. It's in a sitcom, it wasn't a documentary.
It looked like one.
Yeah. Brilliantly directed to look like one, I'll give you that.
No, but what you're saying, so blokes like...
Yeah, I think cleavage is represented like buttocks, because obviously buttocks were much more of a sexual organ, evolutionarily speaking. Breasts were to actually bring up, to suckle young, but, and were a sign of sexual maturity, so you're ready to mate. But whereas, Karl, I'm not an anthropologist, mate, I'm struggling here, what do you need to know?
But
yeah, I imagine that the cleavage reminds you of an arse.
Right, well, if it's all about arse, why don't gays like a little bit of tit? No, do you know what I mean?
You done me! So the question put to us today on XFM 104.9, please call me out, is, if it's all about arse, then why don't gays like a little bit of tit?
I was worried.
If it's all about arse, why don't gays like tit? If it's all about arse, why don't gays like tits? Just call in with your... Thanks very much for tuning in. This is in children's TV. If it's all about arse, why don't gays like tit?
It's been an hour and 4 before we got round to gays, so it's good to see you on the pyramids.
If it's all about arse, why don't gays like a bit of tit? Is the question. What a brilliant question. Well, if you're an anthropologist or a psychologist, a doctor, a gay, please call in. If it's all about arse, this is the question.
I always say that to you, I'm always looking up stuff. When I was on holiday, even though it was sunny outside and they had big holes to look at if I wanted to, I stayed in and watched Discovery there and was watching stuff about scorpions and that.
Yeah, what did you learn?
Well, nothing, because it was all in Spanish. But I just watched it. What I found out, right? What I found...
Scorpion, det är viktigt. Så ni vet posten I
What I don't understand is with scorpions, right?
Oh man, I love it.
Go look at the little one. It looks a bit like Gandhi.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's how he's described in the book. But this is the other thing I say, and then they go, well, Tolkien, J.R.R. Tolkien, he's a genius. You know he created his own language? Whoopee! Karl comes up with a new word every week that he's made up. He's not a genius.
So yeah, no, I'm not going because I'm not having that done. I don't understand what they're going to find up there. That's...
Your head?
Why can't I just... I mean, it's the heart that I worry about the most.
Do you mean that in a kind of romantic sense?
Working here, just working away as a little producer, little sound man, wasn't he? Yeah, and he was, and we gave him his opportunity, didn't we?
Mm.
It's like Cinderella, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he grasped that opportunity, didn't you, by the horns, and 3 years later, you're exactly where you started. So, good work.
Got Mondays off now.
Well, I thought maybe a useful way of introducing the mind of Karl Pilkington to our new audience.
You use that term loosely.
Yeah, when I say mind, I don't... Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought...
Look at his face!
Oh. There is a website. Have you got the website?
Oh, there's
address?
a website that we just found. Right, Karl, what is the address?
If you aren't familiar with what Karl looks like...
Please log on to this now.
Log on to this website and stay tuned, but log on to the website because you'll see Karl's face, you'll see some of his pearls of wisdom.
Yeah, now what's the address, Karl?
Now, when you say dash, is it a dash or is it
Is it in the middle?
underscore?
Is it underscore? Is it in the middle of the word, or is it hover in the middle of the word, or is it at the bottom?
It's just a line and that.
Yeah, I know, but is it an underscore or is it a dash?
Try both.
He copied it down! That's the sort of level we're talking about!
Well, already you've got some insight into the mind of Karl Pilkington.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But I thought what we should do is we could hijack...
Imagine that! Imagine Bill Gates!
Yeah, or a teacher in an exam. Hop down both.
Multiple choice.
Yeah. When have you been at your happiest?
Probably, I like sort of fish fingers, potato cakes and beans for tea.
Yeah.
And
You're not, yeah.
Oh, well, let's move on. We'll come back to that one.
I don't think you're aiming high enough for,
Well, what would your answer be for that? When are you happy? What would make you happy?
I wouldn't have I'd have fish fingers, but I probably wouldn't have the potato cakes. I'd have fish fingers and beans.
I'm not a huge fan of the beans.
Really? So your idea of perfect happiness is probably just fish fingers, is
Just
it?
the fish fingers.
Okay, good.
Alright, second question. What is your greatest fear, Karl? Which person throughout any time in history do you most admire?
Winston Churchill's pretty good.
You like
Yeah,
him?
it's very good.
He's
Why?
alright.
He was going to say Sir Alex Ferguson for some reason.
If it weren't for him, we'd be talking German. I'm not that good at that.
He's not that good at that. I look at that even if the Nazis had won, right, in 1945, and we'd be now speaking German, he still wouldn't be that good at it. Although he's not good at English, so I suppose he's. I suppose that's true, isn't it?
Just
Okay.
what's the point in keeping them, people around?
Well, what's the point in killing them?
Just because it's like, right, that's that done. Who's next? What can you do with someone if they're mental?
Employ him on a radio show.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right,
Carl.
next question. He was talking about, he says that in the future, they reckon we'll be able to, soon, he said, they'll be able to take us into space, and it's going to cost us £150,000. He said, what's the point? There's nothing up there. He said, when they went up there, right, he said, when Louis Armstrong went in 1966, right, he said, it was nothing there. See, there was him, a fella called Buzz. There was one and third bloke that didn't even get out of the spaceship. He said he went all that way, he didn't get out to stretch his legs. How good can it be? Forget it. That's him summing up space exploration.
But it's the way they also said they've now got a new pope. He's hardly new, is he? Why didn't they learn from the last one? Sure. Keep taking on old people.
Yeah.
My dad couldn't even get a gig in B&Q.
Oh God! So who have we offended? I mean, the thing is, it's like, because soon our offensiveness isn't going to be sort of like we're feeling about offensive. It's going to be like we're going to be living with Sam and Rushdie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The things. I mean, that's pretty. You know, don't have a go at the Pope.
I'm not having a go at him. It's good that he can carry on working and what have you, but I thought everyone had to retire at like 60 or whatever. Like, bloody hell. But, whatever, if you can get away with it. She had a go at me the other day, right? Because it was the night after watching The Fat Baby, right? Woke up in the morning, and she had a go at me because as soon as I woke up, I said something like, how can you freeze time? And she says, are you going to say good morning or whatever?
I'm gonna burst! Just imagine it, right?
It's a big game and that everyone's been waiting for it, so it's played in the back room, not in the main entrance bit, right? So anyway, like I say, it's dark in there and what have you, and the players went in, there was already someone sat in there, right?
Right.
But they couldn't quite see
Was he a
him.
short, hairy bloke with slightly longer arms than legs?
Couldn't see him.
Where are his arms slightly longer than his legs?
Couldn't see him with it being dark
Was he
and what have you.
holding his hand of cards with his feet?
Anyway. So the cards were dealt, right? Cards were dealt, game was going on.
His cards with his feet!
Game went on for hours, right?
The terrible thing is,